Good morning, or this could be afternoon or evening. I'm away right now, and so I've created a video for you for your happy Tuesday, Thursday yoga. So I'm going to do it here, and it'll be posted. So again, welcome, and props today always. I've got my blanket, I've got my pillow. If you've got other things, please, please, please use them. It's your it's your yoga practice, so you make sure to feel good and do what feels nice for you. So I'm going to come back to my mat and get in. Now I'm going to grab my blanket and sit on. Now you've been to my classes before that I always invite you to find some kind of a happy place to start. What's going to make you feel comfortable to start your yoga class? So just settle in, find that comfort. What is going to be nice for you? And just take some breaths to settle. It can be a nice big inhale. And just feel your body soften, feel your body relax. Feel that energy and just feel it settle. And it's okay. But always checking in, noticing what's it going to be feeling like. And just today we'll do our body scans. So checking in just to see how our body's feeling at the moment. So notice your face, right between the eyebrows, your cheeks, your jaw. See if you can have a little space between those back molars. And then just notice your neck. And then the shoulders, even seated or laying down. Notice if they're being held and feeling tight, or if there's a little relaxation there. Softening. Going down your arms, all the way down to your hands and fingers. And down the front. So think about the chest as it's rising and falling with breath. The ribs, are they're shifting. Your belly. Everything that may be having some movement as you're breathing, and just checking in. And take your awareness to your upper back, your mid back, all the way down the lower spine, down to where your hips are. And think about that pelvis. So think about if you're seated or you're laying, how's it feeling? Noticing too, is there any shift? Is one side feeling different? Is there a levelness or is there a little off? It's just those little things to notice and to check in with. And then bring your awareness down the top of your legs, knees, lower legs, all the way down to your feet, the bottom of your feet, your toes. And just all those noticing, and take some breaths. If there's a scan you want to do, another place to check in, or you want to go back and notice, do that. And that can be even just something you'd like to do in the mornings before you get out of bed. Just those little bits of things to check in, to notice. Now I'm going to come down on the mat. I do have my blanket right nearby, so I'm going to take my blanket. So there it is. I'm going to do a little roll, so it could be a blanket, it could be a towel. And I've made a roll into it. So I'm going to place it on my mat. And then I'll start with maybe just that lower spine coming to it. And then rest down. Now, I've got my knees bent. My feet, I've got to the edges of the mat. And those knees together. And now I could bring my arms out in a nice T shape. But if you'd like a little shifting, you change it. And if you're thinking, I'm not comfortable with where my head is, maybe you put another little blanket or a cushion right under your head. So think about this as a nice spine opening. And we'll stay here for a minute or two. If you'd like to have your legs somehow different, please find a good, comfortable place for them to be. Just any little shifting. And even notice where your chin's at. Is it lifting up towards the ceiling? Is it going down towards your chest? Can you find that nice neutral place so there's space in the back of your neck and space at the front of your throat? Do about 8 more breaths. Now, if you've had your legs somewhere different, bring them up with knees bent, feet on the mat again. I'm going to walk my feet together, slowly roll over to the side. Reach and take that blanket off, come back onto my back. I'm going to hug my knees. Now, this is something I do every single morning before I get out of bed. And I find if I hug my knees, I rock, I even wiggle my feet and toes, I often roll my shoulders. And I find I get up out of bed and I just feel, I don't know, I feel like I've released any tension. Or sometimes if you get up, you feel something in your back or shoulders. This little thing, doing it, helps me out. And now decide how you'd like to come up. Do you want to roll over and push yourself up? Do you want to bring yourself up? So get a happy place to do. And then come into that center. Find a comfortable seating place. Again, I'm going to sit on the edge of my blanket because it feels nice. Find a comfortable place to sit and get that length in your spine and take some breaths. And I'm just going to do a little of that movement. Nice release. Then I'm going to bring my hands together, little clasping here, and then I'm just going to bring them, it'll seem odd, under my chin, my elbows out, and a little tip back, little opening. And release, and like we did last week, now my elbows are on my top of my head, elbows, hands, little release down. And then letting go, I'm going to bring my arms out, and just a little bit of circling. And change directions. I'm going to go a big hug, and then see how far you want to walk your hands back, almost clasping on your shoulder blades. A few breaths. Think about bringing those elbows nicely up. And then opening all the way up again and hugging the opposite arm over, and again bring those elbows up and take some breaths. And then a little releasing. Then that little bit of wrist opening. So I'm going to take my right hand out and then palm forward, and there, little opening. It's wrist, but even in that lower arm, a few breaths. And then releasing over to the other side. And then now I'm going to do the opposite. So now it's like the front of my hand there, and I kind of find I take my hand a little bit up to push, not right on my fingers, but you see where it feels good for you. And then the other side. And then from here, I'm going to bring my hands together and then do some little movement. So just a little bit of twisting. And then the opposite direction. And then just any shifting, any little movement that feels good. Those are always those nice things to do for your body. So just kind of do those little checking in and just take some breaths here. And then we're going to do a little thoracic spine opening. So you may have done this with me before, but this is also one of my favorite things to do every day. So I bring my hands about almost shoulder height out, and then I start. Now you've noticed my body's not going to turn. I'm looking ahead, but I take my elbows, and then I can do a little bit more. And honestly, it's like I'm at a chiropractor. I'm feeling a little crunching, but I'm also that release in the spine. And it feels nice. So kind of decide, you could do quick, slow, what feels good for your body. But notice that I'm still looking forward. So it's the shoulders, arms, but it creates that release in the middle of your back. And then again, maybe if your shoulder up, turns. And then from here, I'm going to come over onto my hands and knees. Remember, if you want a little shifting, do that. So let's kind of come back here. I've got my toes tucked to start. Little cat-cow here, tuck toes. Nice inhale, dropping that tailbone, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Maybe an exhale as that tailbone comes up, belly drops, looking ahead. Maybe that breath feels nice. Or maybe it's the opposite. Then from here, I'm going to come down on my forearms. And then we're going to do cat-cow this way, just a little different. And again, just do that movement and kind of feel if there's a different shift, a different opening. A few more. And then slowly bring yourself up. I'm going to open the knees, come back into that child's, but come as that active one. Again, this is a nice release for me for shoulders. I also like to shift my hips back and forth, but I find if my shoulders are tight and mornings I want a little bit of release, or I guess any time of the day, I go active, my hands are reaching, my elbows are off the mat, and then I can feel that release, arms, shoulders through, upper back, all the way down to the hips. We'll take about 8 breaths here. And just slowly start to bring yourself up. And then from here, I'm going to tuck those toes under. I'm going to push myself all the way up, coming into that downward facing dog, and a little bit of movement. So again, this class, I like to have some movement, some stillness, some relaxation. But remember, always, always make sure it feels good for you. And then slowly, I'm going to bring my hands and feet together. Ooh. Coming into a nice forward fold, take a few breaths. And slowly, nice inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale all the way down. Now I'll turn forward to you. So we've been doing that seated flow. We're going to do it standing today. So I'm in my Tadasana. So get nice and grounded. We're going to inhale up, exhaling, twist to the right. Inhaling up, exhaling as you twist to the left. Inhale up, side bend to the right. Inhale up, side bend to the left. Inhale up, that nice open chest. Inhale up and come into your forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you'd like, and let's take some breaths. Next inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale up. Exhaling, twist to the left. Inhale up, side bend to the right. Inhale up, side bend to the left. Inhale up, exhale as you open your chest. Inhale up and forward fold again. Few breaths. And one more time, inhaling up, exhaling, twist to the right. Inhale up. Exhale as you twist to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale up. Side bend to the other side. Inhale up. Nice big chest opener. Inhale up. Come into that forward fold. Take some breaths. And slowly, as you're coming up, a little release again. Then we'll come into our squat. So I'm going to take my legs wider. So remember, if squat is not feeling great for you, I could take the blanket and roll it and put it under my heels. I could roll the end of the mat so my heels are lifted. I don't want to have it as squat and have my heels up. That's not, I guess, supporting and helping the areas that the squats tend to help. But if you support the heels, then you get into that nice feel. Or I guess I'm saying nice feel for a squat. Well, you know what I mean. So think about if it's better to have your heels supported than to have them lifted. And then from here, I'm going to slowly work my way down. Now, coming into it, I'm going to take the backs of my upper arms, pushing in, kind of inside of my knees. I've got my hands together, but I also want to have that length in my spine. So I don't want it to round in, coming forward. Kind of get nice length. And then let's take about 8 breaths here. If it's too much, please come out. I'm going to take those hands back. One hand here, one hand here. Release. I'm going to bring those legs forward and just find that length in the spine. Pop something underneath your hips if that feels good, your blanket or something else. And I'm going to extend the legs and just lifting those heels and then doing a little bit of pointing and flexing. And then just even wiggling my toes. Now from here, we're going to go into a seated twist. So from here, I'm going to keep that left leg straight, foot flex, bring my right leg. I can hug it in. This could be a good place, or if you'd like, bring it over. And then again, lengthen the spine. Then I'm going to take my left arm around it, give it a nice hug. That left leg is still straight, then right arm behind. Now, think about slowly taking your belly back. And where do you want to look? Side, back a little bit. We'll take about 5 breaths here. Now, staying in the twist, the only thing I'm going to move right now is my head. Now I'm going to look over my front shoulder. So taking some breaths here, part of this is, if you're familiar with the idea of a vagus nerve, this is considered some release for that nerve, which is something that can help some relaxation for yourself. So here's a little switching, twisting. Now slowly releasing. You take that leg and again, maybe a little move. Then we'll go on the other side. So I'm going to hug that left knee in. And then it can stay here. I'm going to come across. Nice, lengthen my spine again. I'm going to hug the left knee with my right arm. I'm just going to notice how that's feeling. Keep that right leg active. Then reaching back with the left, doing that little twisting. And then again, where do you want to look? What feels okay? We'll take 5 breaths here. And then here we are doing that vagus nerve opening again. So I'm going to stay in my twist, but I'm going to turn my head looking over my front shoulder. So coming over to the right side for me. We'll do 5 breaths here. And then coming back, releasing, bringing that leg out. Little movement. And step the feet in, hug the knees, and just a little bit. So just like you could do when you're laying down, you can do it seated, and it can be a nice release. So from here, we're going to come onto our backs. And then I'm going to move all the way down. If you'd like something under your head, totally go for it. And then just feel nice and grounded. I'm going to extend my right leg out so knees are matching. And just point and flex your foot. Now hands can be where it feels comfortable down your sides, out in a T, maybe resting. So see where it feels good as we shift. And then I'm going to turn my foot and do it the other side. And slowly bring it all the way up. Now, options here is I could keep that left leg bent, or if you'd like to extend it. Ooh, a little sound effect. See where you're at. Now, notice what feels nice. I often like to keep it bent. Somehow there's a little bit more opening if it's extended. So see what feels good. Now see that front leg. I've got it mostly straight. If there's a little bend to the knee, check your body out and that's fine. But I'm going to see if I can take my heel up to the ceiling and my toes are going to point it towards me. Let's take some breaths. Now, if it feels better to hold the back of your leg or on your calf, or maybe you have a rope around your foot, you go for it. See what's right for you. Then slowly, I'm going to take my leg out. Now what I have, I've got my hand on my left thigh or left hip, and I'm just noticing, I'm going, and where is it? Where is my left hip? Now it wants to lift. So I'm going to stay here. Again, I could hold my leg or have a rope. So see what feels good, and we'll take a few breaths. And slowly bring it back. And then we're going to shift to the other side. So I'm going to bring it across, but just so that those toes, so my right toes are coming towards my left shoulder. So it's just a little opening all the way down this outside of my leg, kind of in my hamstring. And again, hold it if it feels better and take some breaths. Then I'm going to come back through the center, and then slow as I can, I'm going to lower. Again, you could hold it or go. See how slow. You can bring it all the way down. I've just touched down. Just let it release for a couple breaths. And I'm slowly going to start engaging every muscle and tissue. And it's tight, tight, tight. Doing that can be a nice release. I know it sounds strange to have it all tight at the moment. Couple more breaths. But then let it go, and I mean really let it go. And it can be a fast way, strangely enough, to do some release for some areas that feel tight. It doesn't last as long as a long, slow release, but it can release. So check it out, see if it works. Then slowly I'm going to bring that right knee in. I'm going to extend that left leg. And again, I'm going to point and flex, and my knees are about the same distance apart. And some circling. Circling the other way. And slowly bringing it all the way up. Now again, you could keep that right knee bent, or if you'd prefer to extend it, you find your good place. Then see about that, is it a little bend in the knees straight, but see if you can bring that heel all the way up to the ceiling, toes towards you, and we'll do a few breaths. Now I'm going to bring my right hand on that right hip and then slowly take the left leg out to the side. When my right hip wants to lift, I know I've hit my end. Not far on this side, it's a little different, a little tighter on my left side. So I'm going to do a few breaths here. Remember, hold it if your hand or a rope if it feels better. And then slowly bring it to center. And then I'm crossing, but just so my toes are in line with my shoulder. And I feel that opening, a few breaths. And then coming all the way back through to center. And then here we're going to slowly bring it down. Remember, hold it, support it if it feels better. Now I'm just touching down. I'm going to let it release for a couple breaths. And then slowly I'm starting to engage everything in that left leg. That foot is flexed so much. Keep it tight. And then we'll do a few more breaths. And then just let it go. Take that right leg out and just let them both go. A few breaths. And then slowly walk them in. Hug those knees. It could be the backs because then you're just releasing the knees. So kind of see what feels good. Always know your body too. And then we're going to go into the supine Baddha Konasana. Hold that for a few moments. So I'm bringing my knees, my feet together, bringing the soles of my feet together. Knees out. Now if it feels better to maybe put a blanket or even pillow under legs when we've got blocks. If it feels nicer to support them, go ahead. Just find that comfort. Just thinking if you want to shift where your arms are. If there's any other little movement that feels nice to relax and release. Just settling in. Just notice just how everything's feeling. Is there any other shift to do? Any other release? We've got one more minute. Do 8 more breaths. And slowly bring those legs in. I'm going to walk the feet to the edge of the mat, that little windshield wipe ring. So if I've got some tension, I can release. And then from here, come back to center. We're going to take the legs up, but think about if you'd like to put a folded towel under your hips. You want to put a pillow under the hips. I could do that. Push in, lift them, slide that under. Or maybe you've got a bolster or block. Then I'm going to bring those legs up. Not arms could be down my sides. They could be out in a T. And then just a little movement again, because that always feels nice. I'm going to circle. If it feels better to have hands there, just kind of check in, see what you like. I'm going to go the other direction. And coming back through the center, and again, that pointing, flexing. It's amazing how this always feels good. And just a little movement. I can open up nice and wide and cross one leg in front. Open up, cross the opposite. And just have some of that movement. Doing a few more. Maybe some others. And then here, I'm going to take my right leg down and up. I'm going to do it about 4 more times. And my right leg's up, left leg. So I got 5 up and down. I'm going to hug my left knee in, slowly release my right. It's a little opening into that front hip flexors, quad. Hug on the shin or behind. We'll do about, let's see, about 8 breaths. And slowly release that left leg, bring the right one in, and this time extend that left. We'll do 8 breaths on this side. And slowly, I'm going to bring that right foot down, bend that left knee, left foot down, lift my hips. I'm going to put my my pillow or blanket, whatever you might have. And again, a little rocking back and forth. If there's another movement you'd like to do, do it. And then think about getting into your Shavasana. How it's going to feel nice and comfortable for you. Finding that good settling in. If there's a way you'd like to do it or something you'd like to use to feel comfortable, do it. And how we started, that idea of just settling in, checking just your face, your jaw. See that relaxation, your shoulders. Let them relax down onto the mat. Relaxing your arms and hands, your fingers. Making that connection. See what parts of your back and your hips. And then releasing the legs, the feet, and the toes. And then taking this time just to settle, relax. And again, if you'd like to stay longer, then please do it. Even if I wrap it up, find your happy relaxation. And just take some time for you. Now stay loose and relaxed. Even if you're laying down or you're seated, bringing your hands right up to that heart center. Thanking yourself for taking time for you and that mind and body, soul, that caring that you're doing. And thank you for allowing me to guide you through it. And enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, and just take care of yourself. Namaste. Well, thanks, friends. Well, take care, and we'll see you soon.